We will call to order the City of Douglasville City Council Legislative Work Session for Thursday, March 31st. And at this time, we'll have the invocation again. Is Pastor Grady Morris here?
We can pass on that, Mayor, since we have
Okay,
already
since
done
we've
it.
already done that in the pledge. All right, well, we'll move on to the comments. I think is still on here, announcements and presentations. And we will just say, I don't know if there's anyone that's going to make comments tonight, but please put your cell phones in silent mode. Please keep your conversations to a minimum. No loud outburst or booing, no clapping unless initiated by mayor and council. If you would like to give comments during this meeting, you would first need to fill out a comment form, which is located outside on the desk. Fill out that comment form with your name and address and hand it to the city clerk to my right, Ms. Vicki Acker. And then when you come to the podium, give your name and address for the record. All other comments will be received during the comment form, which is citizens and delegates, at the end of this meeting. Before giving any comments, again, please state your name and address, and please no personal attacks. So now we'll move on with our committee structure. And the first committee is Public Safety. We'll hear from Vice Chair, Councilwoman LaShonda Danley.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. There are no items tonight under Public Safety. Thank you.
You're welcome. Moving on to Community and Economic Development Committee. The chairman is Councilmember Mark Adams.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have one item tonight to discuss under Community and Economic Development, and that is to adopt a resolution declaring the week of April 18th through the 22nd of this year as Manufacturing Appreciation Week within the city of Douglasville. Ms. Hampton?
Mr. Chairman, we have a representative, the Executive Director of the Douglas County Development Authority, Chris Pumphrey, here to speak on that item.
Come forward, Mr. Pumphrey. Welcome.
Good evening, everyone.
Chris?
You know the drill there, Chris.
I'm learning it. Thank you for having me here this evening. This proclamation.
Name and address for the record, for the video, for our TV.
Will do. Chris Pumphrey, 2050 Rolling Rock Court, Lithia Springs.
Thank you, sir.
Problem. Good. All right. The Manufacturers Appreciation Week is a week that honors manufacturing throughout the state of Georgia. It was created by the Technical College System of Georgia in collaboration with the Georgia Department of Economic Development. It is honoring manufacturing throughout the state. As you know, manufacturing has been a lifeblood of really this entire country. And the state of Georgia honors what our manufacturers do for our economy, for the jobs that they create, the people they employ, and how they impact our communities. So we're bringing before you this proclamation to make April 18th through the 22nd of 2016 Manufacturers Appreciation Week in the city of Douglasville. We're also presenting this to the city of Villa Rica and Douglas County as well.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that, Chris. Any comment? I presume we'll take that up on Monday night and actually present that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Any questions or comments?
And Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Any idea the quantity, how many manufacturers we have in the city of Douglasville? I know we've got some small ones, some large ones, but I have no idea how many.
I will give you an exact number on Monday.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pumphrey. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Thank you. That's all that we have, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We move on to Planning and Development Committee, and that's also chaired by Councilmember Adams.
We have no business tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Moving on to Parks and Recreation Committee, and that chairman is Coach Watts, Councilman Watts.
Madam Mayor, we have no items tonight.
Thank you, sir. Finance Committee, Vice Chair is Councilwoman LaShonda Danley. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Siegel.
No business tonight, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Information and Technology, and that committee chair is Chairman Siegel.
Also, no business tonight, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Maintenance and Sanitation Committee, and that chairman is Councilmember Miller.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The Maintenance and Sanitation Committee has no business tonight.
Thank you, sir. Transportation Committee, Chairwoman Councilmember LaShonda Danley.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. No items tonight under Transportation.
Thank you, ma'am. Item 12 is Personnel and Organization Committee, and that chairman is Councilman Mike Miller.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have one item, that is to adopt and authorize the mayor to sign an ordinance and adoption agreement with the Georgia municipal employees benefit system for a defined benefit retirement plan to provide the monthly normal retirement benefit for eligible regular employees employed as of April 5th, 2016, or reemployed on or after April 5th, 2016, will be 1/12 of 1.75% of final average earnings multiplied by years of total credited service as an eligible regular employee. We have Ms. Alston, are you?
Yeah, Alston, Director of Human Resources for the City of Douglasville. Good evening, Honorable Mayor and Council. This item before you on the agenda is a result of the actual study that was done by GMA to provide us with the financial impact to change the retirement multiplier for, as you stated, Councilman Miller, the employees hired or currently hired and employed on April 5th, 2016, and anyone reemployed after that date would bring us in line with all employees being on the same retirement multiplier for the city. The city manager, myself, and the director of finance has reviewed the financial impact. The current financial impact on an annual basis provided by GMA, and we feel that this item, we hope that this item will be recommended for approval. If you have any questions about the study or the financial impact, I'd be happy to take those at this time, just to reiterate anything that you've already heard in committee's meeting prior to today.
Anyone have?
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Alston, can you give us again somewhat of a close estimate as to the cost on an annual basis for this change, just so that our listening audience can have that information? And I'm assuming when you tell me this, then that we will be preparing to place this in the budget for fiscal year 16-17 to make sure that this can be handled, correct?
Yes, sir.
What is that cost?
The cost is right at $20,000 a year for the next 10 years.
And that would bring every employee under the same retirement program?
Yes, sir, under the same retirement multiplier for the for computation purposes, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? Thank you, Ms. Alston.
You're welcome.
Madam Mayor, I would like to, we've had this in council meeting, or in committee meetings, and we've had a study on this. I'd like to propose that it be added to the consent agenda for Monday's meeting.
We vote on that, or it's just?
You kind of get an
Okay.
idea of.
All righty. All right, item 13 is Ordinance and Intergovernmental Committee. That chairman is Councilmember LaShawn Danley.
No items tonight, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Item 14, Education and Training Committee. Chairman is Councilman Davis.
No items at this time, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
You're welcome. Is there any other business to come before this mayor and council from council members? I would say, oh. Okay, Ms. Simpson wants to make a comment. We're going to do her at comments of citizens and delegates. Okay, as she's making her way, I will like to make an announcement that Councilmember Richard Siegel is going to have a town hall, Council 411, and that will be on Wednesday, April 20th, and it's at the Community Town Hall. So we ask if people would, in that ward, and if you're interested, to come and support him as he has his first town hall. And we'll make other announcements as it gets closer.
And we'll be
to
having
time.
it at Factory Shoals Middle School, which is the only public school in Ward 5.
So we're excited about that. City TV will be there, and we encourage other council members to have town halls as well. So we'll keep on moving on. Any announcements and presentations? Okay. City Attorney, Mr. Dotson.
No business, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Judge. Chief Assistant City Attorney, Ms. Littlefield.
No business, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, ma'am. Chief of Police, Chief Gary Sparks.
No business, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, sir. City Manager, Ms. Hampton.
Yes, just to remind you all, if you haven't read your email from Friday, if you can read it, there are certain dates in there that I need to make certain to know if you're going to be in attendance at certain events. And then I would like to introduce one of our newest employees, Ms. Sharon Keith, if you would like to go to the podium to introduce yourself. As we said for a long time, the clerk's office needed some additional help, so Ms. Vicky is smiling now, as you can see. So, Ms. Keith?
Good afternoon, Mayor Robinson and City Council members. I'm very excited to be a part of the City of Douglasville. I'm very thankful, and I look forward to meeting you, the ones that I haven't already met. And I'm very excited to be here. Thank you.
Great to have you.
And that's all I have, Madam Mayor.
Thank you so much. Now with the floor is open for comments from citizens and delegates, and if you would please fill out a form. I know we have the fantastic Simpson daughters that are going to come and talk to us about Forest Avenue. So if you don't mind, if you could come to the podium, please, and just give us your name as we know and your address, and we'll hear from you as it relates to this item.
I'm gonna let her speak first since she's the oldest.
Okay. That's respect still.
Okay. All right.
Do you understand?
I could try.
You don't have to stand. You don't have to stand. We can.
You don't have to stand.
We can hear you.
Okay. All right. All right, Councilman, Madam Mayor, hello, I'm Belinda. I'm Belinda Simpson. I'm one of the daughters of Simpson and Daughters Mortuary here in Douglasville, Georgia. Our business started back in March of 1964. My dad wanted a funeral service, and he came here to Douglas County and Douglasville community, and initially, we were over on Cogwood Street, and he wanted a bigger building, so he got that building over there on Forest Avenue in 1969. And I think from the
Board of Education.
well, yes, from the Board of Education. And thusly, we as a family, we worked the business, my sister and myself. My dad, he made certain that we went to school first. He said, well, y'all weren't going to work in this business, so y'all not going to school. So thusly, we went to school, and we followed him into the business. And I've been working the business for about 25 years, and she's been working it for about 35 years. And my dad, he knew no strangers. People who know my daddy have gotten a lot of pearls of wisdom and history from him. And people would like to try to get away from him, but no, we're going to make certain that you understood this, whatever it is that he wanted you to know. So thusly, my daddy, he serviced this community well. If you didn't have any money, he made certain indeed that you were still going to have a dignified service. And he would also, not only in funeralizing, he would also aid in people who maybe had gotten in some trouble, give them counsel. Well, yes, and as well, and he helped them, and if they needed to understand how to even purchase a vehicle or even real estate or anything in that nature, he will give them his, his pearls of wisdom in doing so. A lot of people have come to us and told us that, your dad, he helped me do this, he helped me purchase this land, he helped me get this business of mine started. So like anything, if he could do it, he would for the citizens here of Douglasville. And that's what I got to say. I'll let my sister, she could probably say even more.
My name is Letitia Simpson Campbell, and I just wanted to piggyback on my sister because I actually was there before she was, so I got to know a lot of the people before she did. And most of the things that he did was told to us, not by him, but by other people. while he was on Carker Street. I did not even know he had the first head start over there when there was not a building there. And of course, he started in segregation. And you know, Douglasville has changed a lot, and it was trying times. But he was always working in the community to help better the community. Douglasville had a civic club at the time, and he brought people here to speak to, you know, the citizens. Julian Bond was one, some of the presidents of the HBCUs. And he also, like she said, helped people with various things. I mean, even just simple, everybody didn't have commodes inside at the time. He would even help people get connections with the commode and everything like that. And I know you know, well, you may not know him, but older people know of Young, Mr. Young. He was really instrumental in my father getting into business, and they would powwow on some things and issues that were going on, trying to get, you know, some of the things together with the races and things of that nature. And even though he has dementia now, he's 94, and I was saying, Daddy, we're trying to get the street named after you. He said, well, that's mighty nice. And I said, well, what do you want the name to be? He said, James Douglas Simpson. I said, James Douglas Simpson? And I said, well, we're trying to do is preliminary. I said, well, he said, well, you know, I gave advices to a lot of people. He said, the high sheriff, you know, that's an old term. He said, the high sheriff used to come to me to get advice on situations. I said, the high sheriff? I said, okay, I didn't ask him the name. I said, you know a lot of secrets, don't you? He said, yes. I said, well, you gonna tell me? He said, no. I said, oh, they're gonna go to your grave. He said, yes. But I can remember very well when people would come to him. And I'll be 62. I'll tell my age. I was 10 when he went in business. And I would see people coming around, but I'm just like anybody else. That's my dad. I'm not thinking about what he's doing, or I'm not thinking that he's doing anything particular. I'm just with my daddy, you know. But I can remember people coming in and out, asking him questions, and he was trying to provide things for a lot of people. And then if he couldn't, he would try to put them in a direction in which they should go. And the thing too wasn't just funeral service. We always prided ourselves in lifelike appearance. He always wanted you to know what you needed to do. He wanted to be sure you knew your business. When he would be talking to people and he made them comfortable, they would, oh, I would love to get to Douglasville because I knew I was going to be taken care of. Everything was just going to be fine because people who knew him took care of me, you know. And I'm known as Simpson's daughter, which I have a name, but that's okay. I tell people that's fine. I can be Simpson's daughter all day long because he did so much for people, and I just really didn't think about it. He used to say, well, that's what you're supposed to do. You know, he was a servant. If anybody was a servant, he was a servant of the community. And I think earlier, Ms. Shawn Danley told, if we could get all the money we could from people who owe, I could do everything I want to do. I can buy her house and pay for my daughter's tuition and everything. But he did that, and he didn't. In other words, he didn't make a lesser person because they was not able to pay a lesser funeral for a person who could pay, and that was the integrity he had, and he taught us that as well. So I think it's most appropriate to name the street after a man such as himself that worked in the community. And she didn't tell you this, but my father was 88 years old when we took him from the funeral home. He did not leave the funeral home. And then he sneaked back up to the funeral home. We had to take his keys. How he drove on I-20, I don't know. But he was a part of this community, and he slept, he ate here. He also retired from Lockheed. He went to the funeral home, Lockheed, Atlanta, funeral home, Lockheed, in that order for 28 years of the 48 years that he was at the funeral home. So, and we took him from the funeral home because he breathed and lived Simpson and Daughters Mortuary. And that's all I wanted to say.
Oh, and always taught us, he was a man of integrity. Never take
Advantage of a person's ignorance. Yeah, he said because you don't get nowhere. And I asked him, sometime he talking about be going, he'd be saying, I want to go home. And I be thinking he want to go home to be with the Lord. And I said, Daddy, you ready to go see Jesus? He said, no. He said, the Lord take me when he want to. He said, I want to go to the farm. I thought that's the home he was speaking of. I thought he was talking about, you know, going home to heaven because he's sick right now. And he is on hospice, but he's been on hospice for about 2 years. So he's still strong. He's still strong. And he still would tell you a couple of things now and then, too. But I saw a man work in progress, and I really, you know, like I said, I didn't think about it because he was just my dad, but people came to tell me things, you know. So that's all I have to say.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good to have you.
Any questions?
Are there any other comments from citizens and delegates? Next on the agenda is a staff report.
Yes, ma'am. We will have one of the representatives from Parks and Recreation cover the staff report.
Fine. Thank you, Mr. Oliver. Okay, yes, sir.
We're good? All right. I'm going to give a report on our annual senior picnic. As you know, we hold this the third Thursday of May every year. And I'm going to ask Kendrick Davis, our program coordinator, to come up. He's going to tell you a little bit about the history of it, and you have something loaded up there also. Because of the construction at Jesse Davis Park this year, we were really afraid to bring that type of crowd over there. Some of the parking lot is inaccessible at this time. So we have a committee for the senior picnic. And so if Kendrick wants to come up, Kendrick's our program coordinator for the city. He handles all of our city events. So he's going to give a brief report.
Okay.
Hello all. If you can read through the origin of the senior picnic did move around for a matter of years through Douglas County. This year, within the committee, and also last year, due to the construction with the US 92 project, they felt as if they could not hold the event at Jesse Davis Park due to the fact that a lot of the parking was utilized within the Go Rebuilding. And now that you can actually go over there, you can see that that permanent road is now closed. So due to that, we had tried to see any options, see if we can have golf carts go through there, but due to weather concerns, it probably just wasn't been feasible. So the committee felt as if they can move forward, and now we move forward and going to West Metro Church and having a picnic on March 19th. Not March 19th, but May 19th.
Mr. Kendrick, give us your name and address for the record, please.
Kendrick Davis, 106 Mill Pond Parkway, Villa Rica, Georgia.
Questions or comments about the senior picnic being moved from Jesse Davis Park to West Metro Church of God for May 19th due to construction constraints?
Yes, sir, Madam Mayor. I have a question. How long has this picnic's been held at Alice Hawthorne Building? How many years?
I believe the last 9 years it's been held there.
Last 9 years. And last year, did we have any problem last year of any seniors that you know of?
Last year, there were not any significant issues, and I would say probably not because of the road being open. Now that the road is permanently closed, they cannot access that road to go to the Go Rebuilding without having to come all the way back around, which would probably cause more traffic issues on the top side of 92.
Yeah, you know, I look forward to the senior picnic at in the district at the Hawthorne Building. And that's one of the major things I look forward to every year,
right.
Serving at the picnic and in that area, so in the district. So who all is on the committee that makes the decision?
The committee, the decision was made by the county. It was definitely not made by me. I myself and James McBurnett has been the individuals who served on the committee over the last 2 years. Prior, there were other individuals prior to me coming onto the city of Douglasville that served on the committee. But within our last several meetings, I've been only representative from the city of Douglasville, with a matter of probably 6 other individuals throughout the community, from Jones Wynn Funeral Home, as well as Gentiva and the Woody Fight Center, and a few members from the Douglas County Parks and Recreation Department.
Was there any meeting with our city manager?
I did report it during the staff meetings. I'm unsure if the message was taken back to our city manager, but I did report it frequently during our staff meetings.
All I have to say.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions for Mr.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kendrick. All right. Well, if we're at this point, I make a motion to adjourn this meeting. Thank you. All those in favor of adjourning, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?